Hello, my UPC student. Let's start. As we know that we have been preparing on this channel of the previous year the questions for your mains as well as prelims examinations of 2019. So in this, of course, we will start from the 95 till 2018. All the previous year the questions. Yes, those are the questions who have been asked from. Yes, in the polity. Yes, from the polity. In which, especially the chapter of the Indian government and yes, public administration. Yes, from this topics, especially whatever the question has been asked. Hitherto, yes, these all questions we will discuss in the details. So, let's start, my dears, because we will not take the time and do the practice. Yes, this wise. So definitely, that will build your confidence to attempt the questions in the exams very well, and you will be able to save the time also there easily. So let's start. The first question of the public administration is that which one of the following is the correct in the respect of the commencement of the election process in India? Simple, just to remind you, my dear, what are the questions demand here? So, of course, I can see that election process in India, how it's going on. This the question has been asked here. So, see, I will not tell you again and again when this question has been asked. So, see, everywhere in each question, it's already mentioned. So, what would be answered there? How the election is being conducted by the election commission? Of course, it is clearly mentioned in the public administration chapters that is the recommendation for elections made by the government. Definitely, government is recommending, of course, because recently in the Kashmir, yes, I mean, 358 has been implemented. So now who will recommend for the elections and how election commission will notifications? So definitely yes, whenever the government is going to recommend for the election, yes, the election commission is notified. So notification is for election is issued by, of course, election commissions. But who will recommend for the election is made by the government? Definitely the reminder that. So definitely it's very easy, but if you have done a study, is the quality of the Lakshmi Khans in a good way, then definitely, of course, you will have no other problems otherwise. But I assure you, my dears, whatever the question is still hitherto asked by the UPSC from Indian polity. Definitely, I will discuss here because these all are the questions. Yes, are going to frequently asked by the UPSC and would be asked definitely the my dears. Now, because always UPSC repeat the questions. Because you know that the topic is limited, of course, in the polity. Sure. Now, next the questions is which one of the following are listed in Lokayukta? Yes, act include the chief minister in its ambit. Which one can be my dearest? And this, no one. The question is going to be wrong. But however, I am telling you, my dearest, that chief minister is. Yes, in the ambit of the Lokayukta is a state of the MP, that's your Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat also. while the CM is excluded from its jurisdiction in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan, Bihar, Orissa can be considered here. So, yes, this is the question. Of course, this should be a star mark because no one option is going to be correct. Now, which one of the following the political, the party or the nation political party? Which one the political? Muslim League was a political party? No, dear. Yes, it was the state party. So, Muslim League, one candidate, of course, the incorrect. So, Deshkan, of course. Now, is Revolution Socialist Party, that was also, of course, a state party, and is All India Bloc Forward. You know, this was also a state party, and All India Forward Bloc, that was also my dear show. All is going to be wrong. So, further, fourth number questions, what is it saying? See, if in an election to the state legislative assembly, the candidate who is declared elected loses his deposit, it means that. But my dear, see here the question saying, in the election to our state legislative, yes, candidate who is declared loses his deposit, it means that definitely I can say that yes, very large number of the candidate contested in the election. That's why it's going to be a just show. 4 can be, of course, the considered because, as we know, if you go in the deeply explanation, then definitely I can say that the beginner loses his deposit if he gets less than 10% of the ballot vote pulled when a large number of yes candidate contest in the election. Yes, due to distribution of the vote. Yes, the winning candidate may get less than 10% of votes. So, definitely they can be here correct answer. D, not a C. Now, fifth number, if the number of the seats allocated to a state in a Lok Sabha is 42, yes, then the number of the seats reserved for scheduled caste in the state will be. See, the question is going to be absolutely wrong here, my dears. Because how could be? How could we? Of course, seats were reserved for the scheduled caste in the state, will we? Because, as we know, the population hasn't been given here. What the percentage of the population by SC/ST in the state? So definitely, because in MP is going to be high, that's why Lok Sabha seat is a high of SC/ST. 4, of course. So definitely, my dears, the question is going to be wrong. Fifth number, as we know, if we're talking about the deeply, of course, the explanation of this question according to article that has been clearly mentioned in Article 330 of the Constitution reservation of the seat for SC scheduled caste in the state will depend upon the population of the scheduled caste in that state. So definitely, it's going to be a wrong question. So it's incomplete. So can I give the star mark? Of course, my dears. Now, of course, of the 4 forms of the political protested mentioned below, which one is derived from the name of the person who used to as a political weapons for the first time? Boycott, of course. That is how it will be, because the explanation is going to be, of course, the Captain Charles, yes, Cunningham. Boycott was a British plan, agent, yes, whose ostracism by the local community in Ireland is as the part of the campaign for agrarian tenant right in 1880 gave the England land as the move to a boycott, meaning to, yes, ostracize. So, here, can I mark here? These ones. Now, 70 number C. Yes, as we know, the word minority is not mentioned in the Constitution of India. Definitely, minority word is not mentioned in the Constitution. Yes, the minority is the Ministry of the Minority that has been recognized by the constitutional body, sorry, a statutory body, not the constitutional body. So definitely, it's totally clear. So because not defined now the constitution, yes, the minority is commission is not a constitutional body. Definitely, it's correct. So both are going to be correct, but yes, one is not explanation of course, yeah, I'm the reason of the, yes, A. So definitely, of course, A option is not, yes, assertion of the minority commission that hasn't been mentioned in the constitutional body. So definitely both are going to be correct. A and assertion and reason both. So definitely which one will be? D will be have the correct. Now, which one of the following country had more or less is evolved into the two-party? No need to tell you this. Awam League as well as BNP party in the Bangladesh, of course. So it's going to be definitely. Representative proportional is also not required where there is a two-party in the country. 19 members in which one of the following is a country where the confidence motion through the brings down to the government passed by the simultaneously the long with the majority to elect successor government. Yes, no need to tell you, my dear. There's going to be the Germany option here. White issue, if we talk in the 9 explanation, this is the process followed by the Germany, of course, because is known as constructive vote of non-confidence motion. That was, of course, is imposed again and again in the Germany. So definitely. Here it goes option B. Now, 10 number, the proportional representation is not administration in the country where there is the two-party. Of course, I have already mentioned to you that the two-party system developed. So, of course, we can consider the Bangladesh definitely matters. So, it's going to be a B answers. Now, further. See, my dears, every day I do the procedure only 15 questions day by day. And series wise, definitely we will, yes, prepare. So that, yes, the conception as well as topic wise if we do a study, then definitely that will be really easy to get properly. So, 11 of the questions, see, street funding of the election side of the class of the way, of course, Germany and Austria. But India is also now to consider on that, of course, we must use ameliorate of a street funding election. So, of course, I can see the street funding, that is the 11 number of person goes to D. 12 members in the concept of the public interest litigation originated in. Of course, that was introduced in India by BP, of course. BP and BP Bhagwati Justice was, of course, Justice was in India, of course, who introduced, but here the question is saying that the concept of the PIL originated from the country. Of course, we can give the oldest democratic country of the United States in the world. Of course, originated in that the country. It seeks to protect and promote interest of the public at a large measure. Sure, remind you that this concept has been is from the visit country, so definitely its goals to be a product of the sea. Now further is the Indian parliamentary system is different from the British parliamentary. What are the differences? Very easy questions, my dears. That is, as we know that adoptions, the provision of Indian Constitution, you know, as you must prepare that yes, a fundamental right provision from the country has been taken in India, while the constituting the Indian constitutions show emergency provision from the country. Of course, we can see that in Germany emergency was there. So definitely, that's the provision has been taken from the German to constitute the Indian constitution, while the constituting by our founding father. Who is the founding father? Yes, who constituted our constitutions. So here, you know, for example, I will tell you that is the principle of the state policy from the country. Of course, the Ireland, as we know, and the provision, if we talk that fundamentals, right, from of course, United States. Of course, and the fundamental duties that's the USSR, of course. So here the question is the Indian parliamentary system different from the British parliamentary system. Parliamentary provision, reminder that has been taken from the British. But here they especially what are the differences from Indian parliamentary system is different from the British parliamentary system in that as what is? Yes, the system of the judicial reviews. That is, of course, judicial reviews has been taken from the United States here. So, 30 number, of course, can I consider, because system of the judicial reviews is the feature of Indian and US parliamentary, not the British parliamentary. Sure. Now, the parliamentary can enact law for the whole or any part of India for implementing international treaties with the consent of all states? No. The way we're talking about here, especially 40 number of questions, so it's a show, of course. It's a show prerogatives of the parliamentary under the 253 article of the Indian Constitution clearly mentioned without consent of any state. Of course, parliamentary can enact law. Yes, not a law, any law while as we know that any kind of the bilateral agreement as well as implementing international treaties. So remind you there, this question is repeated by a UPSC more than 2 to 3 times from 19 to 2008. So it's really important for your preparation of UPSC. Last questions for today. The state which has the largest number of seats reserved for scheduled tribe in the Lok Sabha. Of course, it's totally dependent on the percentage of the SC/ST. So here we are talking about only ST in the Lok Sabha seat. So Bihar, no, not a more seat than especially. Yes, MP. UP is also not, of course, and Gujarat can cannot be considered, my dears. Yes, so definitely we have the choice of only one D, that is your MP. From these all, of course, MP, it is the only one that is the estate where the largest number of the seats are reserved for scheduled tribe in the Lok Sabha. Remind you of the brand of my dears. And when we're talking about the systems, let's just, I'm the attempt of this question also because, yes, we will, you know that the complete, the from 2000, from 92 to 2000, so let's have the consider of the following functionaries: the Cabinet Secretary, Chief Commissioner, of course, Chief Election Commissioner, and the Union Cabinet Minister, and Chief Justice of India. Yes, their correct sequence of the proceedings is, yes, we have to sequence in the order of the precedence. Yes, so when we're talking which one is going to be of course, so answer will be here, is going to be a C. Here is going to be C. So firstly, of course, Chief Justice of India, we will give the priority of the power, then we will give, of course, the Union Cabinet Minister, and then, of course, we have to give the Cabinet Secretary, who is going to be, of course, the IAS officer, should matter, of course, if you are the serious aspirant, definitely you won't be, of course, after the electing, after the selection in the UPSC, definitely, if you make the effective implementation of your administrative system in your distance planning commission, so definitely, of course, you will be promoted. And you will definitely get the promotion as soon as possible, and to, of course, up to the Cabinet Secretary. So the one thing is important, the Cabinet Secretary is last, of course, I'm the President. So, as you know, let me tell the Chief Justice of India, Union Public Minister, Chief Justice, the Chief Election Commission and the Cabinet Secretary is going to be correct, of course, order of the precedence is going to be a. So, as we know, from 2000, yes, I'm sorry, do we have the list up to the 2000? Tell the question we have the completed from yes, the Indian government and the public administration chapter, which is belongs to your polity. So further question we will proceed in yes next video tutorials. Thank you very much.